Hi, ladies and gentlemen. It is February 19th, and I'm going to discuss what we're going to do today. Okay. Again, you're going to do bow work located in teams, and you're going to do station 6, convergent and divergent evolution. Okay. So you're going to go into your teams account. Okay. Right here, station 6. Again, open the document. Okay. And I'm going to, okay. So, first thing it says, in your own words, define convergent and diverge. Converge and diverge. Think of two roads. When two roads converge, what do? Diverge. If the roads diverge apart, what do? And it's not, you just have to try. It says, next, examine the image of the hummingbird and the hummingbird moth on your table. Okay, so you have to look at the pictures below and answer the following questions. So you have to answer. Okay, they're down here. Here's the hummingbird and the hummingbird moth. That's a moth. This is a hummingbird. So you got to tell me, it says, list all the similarities between, oh, whoops, wrong question. Similarities between the bird and the moth. So look in there and try to find all the things that you have similar, or all they have similar together. Are birds and insects, like this moth, because the moth is an insect, closely related groups of organisms? Do you think, based on all the similarities you wrote down, do you think that they're related group of organisms? Do you think that they're related to each other? Okay. And you're going to do the same thing again with the next set of pictures. What do they have in common? This is a dinosaur, extinct dinosaur. This is a dolphin, and this is a salmon. What do they have in common? Okay, you have to list all the similarities. Oops, right here. List all the similarities. Then, again, do you think they're closely related group? And explain. The key is explain. Don't just put yes. Now, convergent, okay, evolution explains the patterns that you saw in the organisms on the previous page. Okay, I will tell you, a convergent, we did this in PowerPoint last week. Convergent evolution is when they start at one and then split. So they start at one common ancestor and they split apart. So they're related to the common ancestor and they split. Okay, so you have to write a definition, and you can look in your notes from last week. I had you write this down, or pull the PowerPoint up from last week. Okay, the hummingbird is a vertebrate with bones arranged in like it is in your wings. Okay, they have bones in their wings. The hummingbird moth is an invertebrate, no bones, but possesses wings that are similar to the shape of a hummingbird. The wings of a hummingbird and the wings of the moth are called I can't say that word, structures. They evolve separately from one another. Why do certain species of organisms look similar despite the fact the two are not closely related? Okay? All right, so you got to answer this question, okay? And then you have to answer this. And then divergent tells you right here, what they're talking about up here is divergent. Two organisms that are not related develop the same characteristic. Okay? So you have to look at the graphic of mammals. Down here. These are all mammals. Oops. Right here. You see the mammals vary in shape, in behavior. Yet, despite looking very different, all mammals are closely related. The fossil record suggests that the first mammal appeared 220 million years ago. What causes closely related species to look different? So you have to come up with an idea. Why are these different? Okay? So this one's probably your harder station. Okay? Because one thing you have to understand about this, there's not a lot of correct answers in some of this. A lot of this is thinking, noticing that there's things that don't make sense and you question. Then you look for, make a theory, and then you look for evidence to support that theory. Okay, that's exactly what Darwin did. he found these things and he started to wonder why. And then he went further and looked for evidence to support his theory of what he thought was going on. And yes, that theory has changed over many years and new evidence coming around all the time. But the process of looking, evaluating, asking why, finding information is still the same, okay? And there's evidence to support against a lot of, you know, some other stuff and against some of this stuff. But some of it is how do we make connections between things, okay? And there is evidence to make other connections, okay? But you need to look at this and know both sides and have evidence and be able to argue for or against that evidence, okay? So now, this is this week, and you know, we did a lot of different stations, so we're going to be looking at some other stuff for the next week, okay? Hopefully this helps you out and explains some of the stuff we did in PowerPoints last week, all right? Have a good weekend.